Talk to me. Mia, please.
About what, Ari? You have made all the decisions already.
I'm sorry I didn't talk it through with you. You understand my decision, don't you?
If you think that I'm ever going to be okay with you choosing to die, it's never going to happen, Ari. I am never going to be okay with that.
Come here.
No. I'm going to walk Chloe out.
Hey, Mia, wait.
Hello, this is Coastal News, an unofficial home and away podcast where we unpack the latest week's episodes and discuss the residents, their lives, and the drama from our favourite fictional town, Summer Bay. Hello everybody, welcome back to another edition of Coastal News, a home and away podcast. How are you this week, Sophie?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
Yes, not too bad, thank you. We've got lots to get through.
We have.
As usual. I mean, we say this every week. We start off with lots to get through and then spend 20 minutes talking about one thing. So let's try and get through everything we intend to. You had a long week. You've been working away, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
Had a long week.
Yeah, long week, but it's been nice to change of scenery. I used to travel a lot for work before the pandemic, and then I've been in my house for 2 years, so it's actually been nice to get out and about and remember there's a world out there, so it's been good.
Well, today, I don't know where you've been, but today here where I live, it's been like all seasons.
Yes, yeah.
You could dry your washing this morning, and then this afternoon it was like snowing, like
bit of sleet,
and it's freezing.
Yeah, it's been cold all day, but it's been sunny as well. It's been very confusing. Yeah.
Well, we're not alone again. Macca's back. Hi, Macca. Welcome back.
Yeah, you're all right. Yeah, nice. Sophie.
No problem. Back for more torture.
Yeah, sucker for punishment. You are.
How did you find the first episode, apart from my dreadful sound issues and a randomized scream man?
Well, loved it, and you got a collection of dart players listening from the darts team before.
Oh, have we? Well, hello everybody.
Give them a shout out. What are the names?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just the Jolly Carter darts team in Hyde.
Oh, hello.
Nice. Welcome, Jolly Carter darts team.
Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome.
Well, we enjoy having you here. So whenever, and we're pleased you're back. So there we go.
Yeah, thanks very much.
No worries. We've all just been talking off air. We're all up to date, and we've already started sharing our opinions. So I'm sure we've got lots to do. Before we get going, just a couple of bits. So, as you know, you can get extra content. Our regular listeners will know this by now. If you want to, it's an optional extra to subscribe to get early access to the episodes, and also some extra content, some extra episodes that we do, and you hear just sort of the chit chat that we have around us recording the show. And also Sophie does a bit of a scoop where she picks a news story every week about the show or a cast member or past cast member, and we talk about some of the behind the scenes stuff. And the latest episode 4 is out now, and we were talking about Shane and Angel behind the romance. Not everything was as rosy as it looked.
No.
On screen. So check that out. And if you aren't a subscriber, you can subscribe for 99p on the link in the episode description of this episode. Do you want your headlines for this week, guys?
Yes. Yeah. Go.
Okay. Theo starts his community service, but ends up opening up more than he thought he would.
Yep.
Neve tries to run before facing her demons. Alf agrees to accept money and a hand. Mess that up. You know what I mean. And you glance at your notes and you read the wrong line. What were we saying about a stain on the podcast community?
I know. They probably hate us, don't they? But we're having fun. It doesn't matter.
And I mean, this is going to make the last headline really awkward now, but Karen gets laid.
Yeah.
That's probably what he spent the money on. Well, it is the last year.
Oh dear. Well, Theo then he starts so he doesn't he? He's done the crime, he's got to do the time, as Alf was saying the week before. So he's got this community service, and then as happens in Home and Away, there's an impromptu community service start date influx that appears at the surf club there.
I love that. I was like, how fortuitous that it happens to be in the surf club. How amazing.
Yeah. Ran by John Palmer. If John Palmer's versed in parole board officer.
Clipboard and everything, like just getting involved.
I absolutely loved it. Oh my god!
And there was weird girl with no name leading him, trying to lead him astray. I thought she would be a bit more important to his,
it's not over yet, though, is it?
Community service plot.
It's not over.
Do you know something we don't?
I don't think you do community service for a day, though, do you? I think he's gonna have to go back. So I reckon maybe this girl will become a regular or something. Don't know. We'll have to see.
She's not any old extra, is she? Because she had words to say.
Exactly.
So,
yeah. And she knew Palmer, didn't she? Palmer's a pushover or something. So she must be from the Bay, you know.
Yeah. She's a local. Yeah.
But
tear away.
What's going to happen? Because as soon as he said to Justin, you know, I'm going to be sound from now on. The very next scene is this woman who's a bit of like, you know, truculent, shall we say, to put him, to take him off the path, like, you know, straight away.
I don't know whether we were going to get some sort of romance between them, you know, like, you know, just in time, just when Chloe's free and getting over whatever she was getting over. I thought, now he's going to be with this, you know, moody, naughty girl.
I don't think that was the end of it. I think we'll get more of that. I think that was just introduction. Yeah.
So we need to watch this space on those two then.
Yeah.
She. Well, and I've got, like I said, I thought she was going to be more important at this stage, but actually, what it ended up being about was Theo's paperwork being posted to his father, which caused a bit of a stir. Now, up to this point, we know his dad and him don't get on.
Yeah.
He's run away. What was the story? He'd run away, hadn't he, from home? He was like, you know.
He was working for his dad, wasn't he? But they'd not seen eye to eye, but we didn't really know why. And I just assumed it's because he's just gobby and he's mouthed off at him, and then his dad says, you know, said rack off. I don't know, but that's what I assumed.
But it actually, you know, when he sits down with John, because John's on to him, he's like, what's going on? He wants his phone, doesn't he? You know, he's not allowed on the phone and all, I'll give you your phone. And then John sort of catches him on the phone after dark, no one around, like, make sure Dad doesn't open this letter, because he must have a confidence in his mum. You know, his mum must be the sort of still in touch with her type thing. We can only assume.
Yeah.
And you know, mums and their sons alike, eh?
Yeah.
And then you know, so she obviously agrees on the phone, but John overhears this conversation, starts asking questions, and he sits down and he opens up to him in quite a vulnerable way, actually.
Yeah, it didn't take much for him to spill the beans, did it? Really? I thought he'd be like, no, I'm good, don't worry about it. But
yeah. Especially to Palmer, like, because he's a well-known gossip type fella, isn't he?
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
But Palmer, like, I think we've mentioned a few times, might have mentioned this last time you were on, Mac. Palmer's sort of become this bit of an alpha figure. He's sort of taking people under his wing.
Yeah.
We think it's because he's lonely.
Yeah.
And he's sort of latching on to all these young uns, isn't he? It was Neek with the life saving. Like Theo now with this, because now Palmer apparently runs the local, like you say, community service.
He called them all miscreants, didn't he?
I know. Attention, miscreants. Doing register or something, yeah.
Yeah, give me your phones. Yeah, made me laugh.
He's funny. So obviously the big news is his dad's actually been abusing him. You know, he's violent, right?
Yeah.
Quite a serious stuff. We're gonna come to Sophie first on this one because Sophie, you were telling us a few weeks back now, you were starting to
What was I saying?
change. You were starting to change a bit. You were starting to sort of think, oh, Theo's not the, because you know don't think he's as bad as I thought he was initially.
Yeah.
So
I think,
what's this done to your opinion?
Yeah, that's what a couple of weeks ago when I think after the Buried Alive challenge and he got dobbed into the police by Alf, I started to feel sorry for him then. I thought, I don't know, I kind of hoped the Buried Alive thing was going to snap him out of his sort of smug, you know, childish kind of ways and make him grow up a bit. And I think it did. And I think Alf left it too late to kind of punish him for the Polaris. And it probably should have been done before that. And then maybe the whole Buried Alive thing wouldn't have happened. So it wouldn't have been a storyline anyway. But I don't know. I think he's turning a corner for me. He's not as, I don't want to punch the screen every time he comes on the TV anymore. So
yeah,
I think
so it's working. The redemption type storyline's working then.
I think so. Yeah. I'm not sure the whole backstory. I don't know. When he was telling John about his dad, I was like, how much of this do we believe and how much of this is like, you know, we're only hearing one side of it. His dad's punching him, that's not cool. But how much is Theo, I don't know, provoking him? Because we've seen what he's like on screen. And he is a bit of a little, you know, what's it, isn't he?
But what do you think, Macca? Are you the same as Sophie? Are you thinking, I think he's a decent guy deep down? Or
I think he is, because he must be actually terrified of his dad, because that letter, he was terrified of just a letter being spotted with the government stamp on it, wasn't he? So he sounds like he's absolutely terrified of his dad, so I don't think he's making it up. I think he's just bottling it up because like the relationship with Leah, you know, the dad and that. So, but yeah, I've warned to him now. When he first broke on the scene, I wasn't keen on him.
No,
as you say, he was smug and then the stupid grin and all that, and he wouldn't pull his weight in the garage or nothing, would he? You know what I mean?
Didn't do anything, did he? Just turn up and go, I need the day off. Is that all right?
No. Yeah, and he done something like really mature. Like he said to the rider, you know, I shook Alf's hand. You know, what sort of person would I be if I didn't? And you need to learn from me, you know, that sort of thing, wasn't it?
That was
I loved that scene. I loved that scene because it sort of flipped them on the head, didn't it? Him and Ryder's friendship. Because he's always been the tearaway. Ryder's always been the sensible, goofy one, going, "Oh, you know, okay, let's do it then, but we don't really want to." But I loved that scene because it flipped everything upside down, and he said, you know, if you know, what would it make me if I didn't apologize? It'd make me someone like you. Or something along those lines. I thought that's a killer blow to Ryder. That, you know, I thought, is this Ryder start realizing, you know, that he's been a bit of a tool? You know, everybody else has come round, including me. I think we're a fickle bunch, guys. I think I'm a bit harder to please, but even I'm eating out of the writer's hands a bit here. You know, I think they've done a fabulous job on Theo here, getting us round from him. I think if they'd have done any more of Theo being a complete tool, I think it would have been too far gone for me. Do you know what I mean? I think they've just started pulling it back, just as they're about to lose me, which means I'm really annoyed with myself that I'm. that I've fallen for it.
You're so easily manipulated.
I thought, oh, you plonker, you're falling for all this. But because normally redemption story, like it's normally dead predictable, innit? You know. Oh yeah, they've come to the bay with a secret. Oh, you know, we're gonna find it out, and they're gonna walk. You know, and they're gonna bad boy's gonna be good boy, river boy's gonna get married, and you know. But you know, I didn't see it coming as much. I was sort of thinking, oh, maybe it will, maybe it won't. But I think they took it far enough and reined it in just at the right point.
And to be fair, I don't think anyone was suspecting it child abuse storyline in the middle of it.
No.
No,
I
not
think
at
you're
all.
right there.
Bit
Yeah,
of a
completely.
shock, completely out the blue. Like there was no even hints of it, was there? Really?
No, very left
Well,
field. That.
yeah.
Yeah. I really like how Justin as well ended up sort of, I'm stuck with this mongrel, and then like he's him, their relationship has ended up being one of the best partnerships on the show at the minute.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, definitely.
I think they've ended up being really good together.
It's given Justin something to do as well, because Justin was kind of, as a character, stagnating, wasn't he, before that? He was just kind of Leah's boyfriend that just hung around the diner for a bit. He didn't really do anything, did he, before?
No,
He had the whole drug addiction storyline, but apart from that, he's just been like an extra, hasn't he, really, in the background?
When he can be bothered getting out of Leah's bed, yeah.
Yeah, that's all he used to do, wasn't it? He used to just like look at each other and run off home and have sex. Like...
Don't blame them, to be fair.
Well, yeah.
I think they done it deliberately because Leah had a boob job in real life, didn't she? So ever since she had that, she suddenly become like a nymph, didn't she? She was always like a bit of a fuddy-duddy, wasn't she? And then she come back and she was everywhere.
I didn't know that.
She's had a lot. She's had quite a few things done. I mean,
I know she's had her face done, because you can tell.
Well, her fillers on the lips.
Yeah.
I think she's married to a plastic surgeon, funnily enough. In real life, yeah. Well, obviously in real life, because she's just there isn't a plastic surgeon.
Oh, he's no surgeon, is he?
unless that's his new storyline, you know.
He's a dab hand with a spanner, but
yeah. It's just like fixing a car, you know.
Changing a tire. Oh god.
I was gonna say I'd let him change my tire, but that's about it.
We were saying, how does he get? Because the actor in real life, very quickly, he sort of beds all his co-stars. And
he does.
He's with Willow, isn't he? He's married to Willow.
He's with Willow, yeah.
But he was with what's her name that left to be a singer?
Phoebe.
Phoebe, yeah.
Yeah, Phoebe, yeah.
He was with her in real life, wasn't he, for a bit?
He was, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wish I owned a garage in Summer Bay.
Yeah. Yeah, very lucky boy, isn't he, really?
Yeah.
Just a quick reminder that you can get your latest instalment of Coastal News, an unofficial Home and Away podcast, on all your podcast apps. Your Spotify, your Apple Podcasts, your Amazon, your Google, and much, much more. Just search Coastal News or Home and Away on your podcast app. Do also take an opportunity to like, rate, and review where possible. It helps support us along the way. And we're not just a podcast. We also tweet along to Home and Away as it airs on Channel 5 and 5 Star here in the UK. Find us on Twitter and Instagram at Coastal News Pod. Thank you.
Well, speaking of, so in other areas of the Bay, speaking of couples and things, Neve and Logan, this whole thing came to a head this week.
Thank God.
You guys tell me first, because I've got some things to say and I need to take a swig of my wine before I do.
Yeah.
It's Mac in the end, isn't it? That sort of that makes it all happen, which was not a surprise really.
No,
but
she's the only one that does anything, isn't she? The others, I mean, Logan and Neve, they could just be running around the park hearing bombs for the next fortnight between themselves, couldn't they? They just couldn't pull themselves together. It's like, let's move into the hotel, let's talk about it. Oh, it's just, come on. I'm so glad it's over. I was getting really bored of that whole storyline.
Yeah, it was annoying, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And the funny thing was that the military police turns up with the flashing lights as if it was an emergency. Just give yourself up. You're not going to give yourself up and then go on the run quickly, are you?
That was mad. I did laugh at that when they took her away with like the blues and twos on. I was like, really? Do we need that?
I love it as well. How, like obviously when they're filming indoors, there's clearly just a big blue light bulb flashing in the studio or something. And every time the camera shot was on the other angle, it was like on a different part of their face. what I did like about it though, just in the nick of time, Logan sort of said he sat Matt down and he said, "I realise I can't get her over the line.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do this,"
Yeah.
but he still couldn't do it.
No, he
You
still
know,
couldn't.
I was thinking,
Yeah.
you
And she
pussy.
couldn't do it either. Because she kept saying, "Oh, Logan, you've got to pull the trigger," and he was like, "Oh, I'm going to have to do it because she won't do it." And then she was like, "You're going to have to do it because I'm not going to do it." And I was just like, "I'll bloody do it. Where's the phone? Give me the bloody phone."
I know. But what it did give us was that really. I know Emily Weir, who plays Mac, just can't do any wrong for me. I think
Yeah.
she's fantastic,
She's brilliant.
and it gave us that great scene at the apartment where she says, she stands there with Neve, doesn't she? And she just sort of tells it straight.
Yeah.
You know,
Another ultimatum.
Yeah, that's like 4 in as many episodes. But she's really good at those scenes.
Yeah,
Emily Weir.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and I think because Mac's got this sort of sassy campness to her.
Yeah.
Like when things get serious, she just sort of nails it. You know, and you can tell it's effortless from the actress. You really can.
Yeah.
So it results in Neve sort of turning herself in, and then I was thinking to myself, what was the point of that? Like, was there any need for any of that? For Neve to even exist?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Didn't we think that because spoiler alert, but don't we know that Logan's leaving in real life? The actor's left the show, hasn't he? So didn't we see this as like a storyline to get him out of the show? And now it's over. And he's still here.
Yeah, that's it.
So,
If he'd gone with her, maybe to help with the rehabilitation thing, well, fair enough. But he hasn't. He's stayed there, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's just been a really weird kind of tangent storyline that went nowhere, really.
Yeah. There was absolutely no need for it. Say, for example,
unless she escapes, she might escape in 2 weeks.
Well, it might not be over. That's true. That is true. Yeah, with like green eyes. Yeah, because if the whole point of it was to break Mac and Logan up, fair enough. I'll accept that because they broke up. But nothing's happened.
No.
Granted, we've not really seen anything yet. We've not. Maybe next week, but like, I'm just thinking, was there any need for that other than just to fill a bit of airtime up? Do you know what I mean?
Just irritated us for 2 weeks. I think that was it.
Yeah.
or maybe in true soap tradition, you'll get a phone call next week and she'll say, "Oh, I'm fine now. I'm great. Like, I'm all over this PTSD.
Yeah.
Get me." And he'll go, "Okay."
Does Mac come off? Yeah, the outbreak is coming, as you've alluded to, Sophie. We know Harley Bonner's out because he's not had his vaccines, and that's been in the press. So
unless he's out and Logan, the character's staying, because they've done a head transplant before, haven't they? Where they've just got a new actor in.
Yeah.
Maybe because at this rate we're going to have just Irene in a diner with a swinging chair. The amount of people we know that are leaving,
I
know.
So it's going to be a big influx, isn't it, of characters?
It's gonna. I reckon that Neighbours lot is going to come on the screen.
Yeah, you see them all. Yeah,
somebody need a new doctor. Speaking of which, hello. The Channel 5 are tweeting again.
I know.
And they've reactivated all the home and.
You predicted that. You said.
Did I not say that?
Yeah, you did. You said as soon as Neighbours got dropped like a hot potato that they'd start doing all the socials again. You were right.
Yeah, because it was all there before Neighbours was here.
Yeah.
On Channel 5. Neighbours was like the golden child then, and we were sort of shunted. I'm going to shut up now before Neighbours people come for me. So Neve's behind us. Don't know the point of her arrival.
No.
And it's really great to have Channel 5 tweeting content again.
Yes.
I mean,
yeah.
Okay, so the Stewarts have been bugging us. Unresolved for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. And Alf and Rue have sort of put their heads together finally over a cuppa. And they've decided that they're not going to give up on Ryder, who is Mr. Independent, is living in the backyard. So
literally moved outside. Well done, Ryder.
We were taking a bit last week, weren't we? But he's like, I'm gonna give you the money back, and I need some space from you, and I'm just gonna live in the backyard. you know, and he's probably not paying for the caravan. Like,
I know, yeah, he won't be really.
Of course he's not.
no.
No.
I do like though that they've sort of, I mean, it's an issue based plot, but they're including him ringing Lifeline, and we saw him do it because
Yeah.
that's an important thing for
Yeah.
like the youngsters who watch the show if they wanted someone to speak to and stuff. So that's a really good issue based something that they've covered.
Yeah.
Ryder's obviously he's supposed to be younger than he looks, isn't he? I think.
Yeah.
He's supposed to
Yeah.
be 21, isn't he? I think.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Bella isn't Bella 25 in real life as well?
Is she? I didn't know
Yeah.
Yeah,
that.
they're all a bit older, aren't they?
Ah.
They're all a bit older.
Ryder's got
Yeah.
a child in real life. He's married with a child.
Is he?
What?
Yeah, Ryder's got a little baby. He's got on Instagram. I'm sure. I've seen a picture of him.
Give over.
I know.
Looks like he hasn't got it in him, doesn't he?
I thought he batted for the other team.
Did you? I'm sure he's
Yeah.
married. I'm sure he's married with a child. He's got a little baby.
Well, I'm shooketh. Well,
Sorry, have I just broke your heart?
in the
I
show,
feel bad now.
no, it's all right. In the show, he's on to Lifeline, and you know he's talking to someone, and it's music to Rue's ears when she finds out.
Yeah.
Although I did a quick Google of Lifeline, are you too familiar with it?
No.
It's like some suicide, you know, like Samaritans, like suicide prevention thing. But I think that maybe they're trying to introduce like, you know, awareness that it can be used for other things. Maybe.
Yeah, it's counselling, isn't it? It's just counselling. Yeah.
So she seemed quite relaxed that he was talking to someone because, you know, at the end of the day, she is supposed to be the school counsellor.
Yes.
You know? So she should be in tune to this stuff.
Is she the wedding planner or is she the photographer? She's had a few jobs, hasn't she?
Yeah. Uni lecturer as well.
Yeah, she was. Yeah. Caterer.
Yeah.
Done all sorts.
Yeah. Now, obviously, there's that. We've already mentioned it. That scene between Ryder and Theo.
Yeah.
And you sort of see the cogs start turning in Ryder's mind. Bearing in mind, you know, we're a few days from. He's still in this sort of. He had a panic attack a few days before. Right, it just feels longer because it was the last episode block.
Yeah.
So Alf and Rue sort of decide, right, enough's enough. You know, we need to start, you know, chipping away at him. So they meet him at the van door in the morning, don't they?
They're stalking.
And he's got his little compass.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's compass. Yeah.
The old heirloom compass.
Yeah.
With Alf's classic line, with it, I give you that so you could find your way in life.
Yeah.
Seems like I'm the one who's lost.
Yeah.
Pulling my heartstrings. That.
I know.
I know.
Well, they follow him to work and they just sort of beat him into submission, really, don't they? And he does end up sort of saying, "Look, I'm really sorry."
Yeah.
And before, I love that though. Before we get to, when he agrees to accept the money and he pays him, and he says, I'm thinking of buying one of those chairs for your mum." Ryder's like, "Do what you want with it."
Yeah, I'm going to work, Grumps. I'll see you later.
How much is that recliner? How much did he owe if he can only buy a recliner?
I don't know.
It's like a big story, wasn't it? This loads of money he owes Alf, and he gives him it all back, and he goes, "I'll buy a chair."
Yeah, as much as the La Cucaracha band, or what was the band called? La Cucaracha.
Yeah, the cockroach.
Yeah.
So that whole business was the same price as a recliner chair.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
No, 50%.
Oh, was it 50%?
Remember, Chloe's already paid back.
Yeah.
All
Chloe's
right.
already settled.
Good point. Yeah.
There you go. Get your facts right. Seemingly, we're in a good place here with these guys now. Then, you reckon?
I hope so, because I can't deal with any more tension in the Stewart family.
No. I think we're coming to the end of this wave, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Maybe things will start settling down a bit now.
I thought it was a bit weird how Ryder accepted Alf's apology, and immediately Alf went, right, I'm going to go and tell Martha she can come home. It's all sorted. I was like, you could have given it a minute, Alf.
I know,
It made it look like he was only doing it to get his wife home. I was like, oh,
I know.
awkward.
Yeah, because there's a few phone calls between Alf and Martha dotted about, isn't there?
Yeah.
Of her sort of checking in, like, have you sorted it? Have you sorted it? So
Yeah.
it does make it look like she's sort of staying out of the way.
Yeah.
When really she's the one that's got the biggest problem between her and Rue.
Yeah, and Alf backed down on that, didn't he? Because he said to Rue, "I'm really sorry. I should have been in your corner, but I was acting like a flaming galah." And
they used that, didn't they?
yeah, he said something like, "I was really taken aback by what your mum said, and I should have been, I basically said I was gutless because I never stood up to her and told her that she needed to have the kidney." So he's turned around and apologised to Rue now, isn't he, as well? So does that mean he's going to work on Martha and make her take the kidney?
I actually think that's going to happen now.
Yeah,
I think they're going to go ahead with the operation, aren't they?
I think they have to. What else can they do? Just let her die again? Like, I don't know.
I think they'll let her die.
Really?
I don't know why. I just think they do.
She's too
much. I think she's too much of a bit part character to have any longevity in it.
I just think they might just make her have the kidney, and then her and Alf will skip off to Marimbula forever. And I'm gonna be dying because I'm just gonna be like, no, Alf, don't go, stay with me.
Yeah,
but...
I genuinely think that's going to be. I think Alf is going to end up with some awful exit where we're not even going to know it's his exit.
Oh no, don't! I can't.
Do you know, like they'll just drive off to Marimbula like a routine trip, like they do.
Yeah.
And I just think he'll just be on the phone. Like Morag was. Do you know what I mean? Like I think that's what it's going to be, and I think he'll end up just being mentioned forever and ever and ever as someone on the phone.
Oh no, I can't cope with that.
No, I'd hate that. They should line the streets out. All the old cash should come back. It's like Alf's leaving the bay, and they should have a big party in Salt, with Stephen Matheson and Carly and all them in it.
Sally and Milko, they all need that.
They should pay for me to go. God.
Joey Rainbow.
Joey Rainbow. And Eric Dolby and all his family.
Yeah. And I think we spoke about it. I can't remember whether it was a main episode now or it was one of the subscriber ones. So, but Mini Martha's never met Big Martha. And she's not been on screen with Rue.
No, she
ever.
Hasn't. No. Yeah.
So there's loads of stuff we need to see here. Also, I'm thinking ahead. I'm thinking future-proof in the Stewarts and this whole line. We need Mini Pip. Needs to come and want to come and explore her mum's childhood. I think.
Yeah.
We need the next sort of lineage to begin. I know they're not. I mean, family doesn't need to be blood on Home and Away, does it?
No.
But something needs to happen.
Yeah.
Are there any other kids?
Maybe that's what might happen when Alf leaves and that he goes to that Maribula, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And someone new might come in, and it might be like Pippa's daughter coming in and taking over the caravan park, something to reset everything in a mother's footsteps type thing.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah, that'd be dead good if it was something like that.
Yeah, it would be one.
I think as well. I think they could do it with John. I think if John could sort of step into the Alf patriarch space, and he's got, what was his daughter called?
Oh,
I
can't remember.
was going to say Shanice, but that's Uncle Buck.
No, it's gone out of my brain.
I think he's got a daughter, hasn't he? So she could be there with kids.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit like Leah's the same. So obviously we've got Theo here, Leah's brother.
Yeah.
Now she's got a few. It's Dimitri, isn't it? Theo's dad.
Yeah.
So,
and she's got Alexi, is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alex. Yeah. And what was the other one called? There was a third one.
Oh.
Was there a third one?
Was it Nick or something? Or was that his name in real life? I can't remember.
There was a third one, wasn't there? I'm not making that.
So.
Like, there's so many things they can do with these sort of one-off characters bobbing around.
Yeah.
They've all got family off screen somewhere.
Yeah.
But I think we might see Dimitri again,
I think we're going to have to, because where's this storyline going if we don't get him back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he might come and try and win his son over or something. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. But in the meantime, Alf's going nowhere.
Hopefully.
Martha's down in Marimbula, just keeping. I can't.
Oh, God.
Yeah, keeping the booze locked up. She's got the key to the booze cabinet in a bra or something. While she's painting. And she'll be back before we know it. And I bet you any money when she's back, it's going to be all happy families. I bet you any money.
Yeah.
Now, Ari's not calling from prison, and it's got Mia in a bit of a tiz at the beginning of the week.
Yeah.
And she looks like she's on crack. She's like looking all over the place everywhere. She's a bit worried. And, it's got her stressed out, but not enough to have the bridesmaids dress delivered.
I know.
Oh,
Yeah.
Which looked now, Maka, you had comments about Chloe's clothing last time. What do you think about this bridesmaid dress?
Well, I think I agreed with it. I think it was a bit tight round the shoulders.
Yeah. I think it's a bit tight all over. I don't know how she's going to sit down.
It looked like something you'd wear to bed, or is that just me with an untrained eye?
It was like when you see those ghosts and they got the head under their arm. It was like one of those sort of dresses, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I thought you could do better than that. I mean, I know it's good at that point anyway. I know it's going to be a prison wedding, but you could do a bit better than that.
Yeah, it wasn't the best.
It's hospital wedding now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, this is it. So it all comes to light. There's a rush to the hospital. Ari's had abdominal pain, which a very conveniently placed on-screen graphic that was advertising "You are what you eat" coming up next, which I really appreciated actually. Thanks, 5-star. He's in the hospital. He's got severe abdominal pains out the blue. I mean, hello. And it turns out after some very rapid testing, Logan's got some bad news, and seemingly he's really poorly. He's got cancer. It's spread everywhere. There's no hope.
No, doesn't sound like it.
And it was totally unethical as a doctor by telling the family first before he spoke to the patients, because the patient might want his family to know.
No, exactly. Yeah,
he come out and told them all. Yeah. He's got cancer, by the way. I'll tell him in a minute.
He's not awake yet.
Also, he's a surgeon. He's at A&E. Like, and at the beginning, he was like some trauma doctor that specialised in car accidents.
He's all over the PTSD thing, although he says it's not his area. But he's diagnosed.
It's the only thing he can do, isn't it?
He diagnoses everybody with it. You've got PTSD.
But then denies that it's his area. Oh my gosh.
I know.
All the best doctors deny their qualifications. And we're laughing, but this thing all gets very serious because actually it ends up being a toss-up between life in prison and death. And I suppose there's a bit of a what's the difference? Like his sentence date's fast approaching. Mia's been sort of blinkers on, ploughing on with this wedding plan, and I loved that when Bella was just like, "What the hell are you doing? Like, all you care about is this wedding, woman."
If Bella's giving you a lecture, you know you're doing something wrong, don't you?
Yeah. She's another one who's matured a lot. Talking of like redemption storylines, because there was one point I was muting her a few years ago.
Yeah, she was paying, wasn't she?
Yeah, but now look at her. When you talk about sort of character development, she's another good example. But Ari, so he's terminally ill, and Logan offers him this weird.
Not really a choice. 16-hour operation, and then you've got to have it every 3 months. Did he say?
Yeah.
And in between that, I've made a phone call to solicitor, and now you get bail.
Yeah, get sentenced to the bail them before, like
Yeah, it's
So just get bail for your murder.
murder.
yeah.
Oh,
Funny.
but the fact that we're laughing and taking the mick out of it tells you
Yeah.
really how nuts this storyline is.
Yeah.
Really. Do you think it's because as well? We were talking before about characters, the exodus that's about to happen. Do you think we just don't care? Do you think we just don't care because they're going? Like,
I'm not. I don't know. I don't think I'm the biggest fan of Ari. To be honest, I don't think he's ever really done anything, has he? I've not really invested in him. He's not.
No,
I don't know. Do you guys feel anything towards him? I don't at all.
no,
no, the
Yeah.
only one is Tane, isn't it? The
Oh,
only
I
one
love
that's had
Tane.
any sort of development.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is Tane, to be fair.
I
yeah.
just don't feel anything for him. I'm not sad that he's leaving. I don't think they've really done anything with him. What storylines has he had apart from this one? It's just been, the dad.
No,
And this is to get rid of him, isn't it? So.
Yeah.
Well, I told you this before. I read something about the actor really not being happy about about the character and the way he's turned out.
I don't think I'd have been happy. I mean, when you look at everybody else that's had a decent storyline, I mean, even Justin, he's been a background character, but he had the whole addiction storyline, and that was like a main focus for ages. What has Ari actually had? I can't think of what does he even do?
Oh my god, you've forgotten all about that one episode where he did a job with Heath Braxton.
Oh yeah, yeah. I could have forget that in the car park. Yeah.
Thanks, mate.
He just seems to come in and apologise for his past. That was his storyline, wasn't it? Just apologise for his past to everyone.
And look for a job. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, look for a job. Yeah.
And has he ever been to work since that day? I've never seen him go to work. What does he do? I mean, he runs the gym, I guess, but
he sort of had like a high vis on for one day as part of a road gang, and then that was it. He never wore it again, did he?
No.
The gym's bugging me because it's been bought with hot money, and it's all been forgotten.
Yeah,
it's all been forgotten.
Well,
you'd think so, but clearly not. You think that would have come back by now? Mind you,
maybe there is a big swoop, and they all get arrested for different crimes.
Maybe.
Cash on the
cash, like
we can but dream. Yeah. So, and then there's all these sort of weird. So, Ari refuses this operation, rightly so, because it doesn't sound like very appealing, as you say. Not really much of a choice.
No.
Refuses the operation. He's made his mind up, and then in tonight's 5-star, we see the sort of fallout begin from it.
Neek again.
Neek sort of has a bit of a fit in a
Meltdown.
corridor. Yeah. And I'm trying not to trivialize it, but the performance again, I don't know if it was up to scratch, but
it was awful. I was laughing.
This is why, when I said she was unintentionally hilarious. And then we had the same thing really from me.
And Chloe thinks she causes cancer now. She was like, "It's all my fault." I was like, "You gave him cancer now? Like what?"
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get that. She said it's my fault. I was thinking, how can that be your fault?
No, it's not.
Yeah,
I didn't get that. At all.
Well, I sort of took that as it's my fault. He's facing jail. He's facing a lifetime. He's locked up and he's not able to spend his last days with,
Yeah, but he'd be in hospital regardless, wouldn't he? Whether he was in jail or not in jail. So he's gonna die in hospital, isn't he? Either way.
I don't know, but I mean, do you wear jeans and a t-shirt in prison?
Well, I'll tell you the funny fact. When he come in on the trolley, with the porters carrying him, he had the same clothes on that he got arrested in.
God, you've got a keen eye there. I thought you were going to tell us because of your medical profession and background. I thought you were going to tell us something went wrong. So he's got the same clothes.
I don't pay attention to my job.
All right, so he was arrested in them clothes, was he?
Yeah.
Oh, right then. Well, it's all just a bit daft, and there's more holes than something with holes in.
Swiss cheese.
Yeah. We don't really care. We're literally taking the piss out of it. Like, He's gonna die. And did you see the promo for next week? You both
Yeah.
watch it. Did you both watch it?
Yeah.
So I mean, deathbed wedding come Monday, death by Tuesday, funeral by. I mean, next week we're in for it, aren't we? We're in for a good
Yeah.
week.
Why are they killing him off though? He is leaving. Why don't they just send him to prison forever? And because he's going down for murder, so he isn't coming out anytime soon. So
This is
why have they killed him off as well? I don't get it.
yeah. It completely unnecessary again. You know.
Yeah.
Is it because it's like, well, here you go. You haven't had a storyline for 5 years, but here's 3 all at once.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think he might have asked, mightn't he, if he didn't like his character, because I
Yeah.
remember reading years ago for I don't watch any other soap, but Coronation Street, someone has to be killed off because they didn't want to ever come back.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why, he doesn't ever want to be ever have to return.
He's had more storylines in 2 weeks than he's had in the whole time he's been there.
Yeah, I was about to say maybe he's asked for something good, for something to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm out. Can you give me something good to do? Like, because
Yeah.
I mean, at home you don't really have to worry on home because they don't really bring people back. Do you know what I mean? Like, once you're gone, you're gone.
Yeah.
Even Colby, not only does he go to prison, he then goes to solitary bloody confinement, just to make us aware, so we know he's definitely in there.
True.
Yeah,
Madeline come back, didn't she? Madeline come back after spending a couple of years on Emmerdale Farm.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, they were. That was back in the day, though. They don't really do it now. Sally, the golden child, obviously came back, didn't she, for the 30th?
Oh, yeah, she
did. And didn't Steve-O come back?
Oh,
yes, he did.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Stephen Matheson or something, isn't he?
Yeah, he did come back. Yeah. But on the whole, they don't really do it, and a lot of people criticise Home and Away for that. To be honest with you,
years ago. I remember Jesse McGregor. He left and came back, but that was years ago.
Do you guys both?
Even Lance come back, didn't he? Lance
Yes.
and Martin come back for some special episodes and stuff like that.
I think it's probably a lot to do with who's writing and who's in charge of that, and how much do they know about the history. Like they've not got one of us 3 on there, telling them all this. But like
continuity errors.
Yeah. But do any of you follow Dan Bennett on Twitter? Do you know who he is?
No, I don't follow him.
He's like a TV script writer, executive. He's worked on and off on Home and Away for and I think he even did he came over here and did a bit of Hollyoaks before the pandemic. Anyway, he's a massive Home and Away fan. He's worked in the as like head writer and everything. He's the one that spawned all the sort of naughty Summer Bay Stalker. He oversaw all that, and he started getting a bit vocal on Twitter a few weeks back about the show, and sort of saying that they wanted, there was this whole story. Do you remember when Marilyn got amnesia a few years back, and she woke up and it was like 1995, and she went to find Fisher's house and things. Do you remember? There was a whole story to bring him back. Fisher, and do like a bit of a euthanasia type storyline, but the network wouldn't have it because they're not interested in the old characters. They're interested in hot, young, new, hip. Get trending on Instagram type. So there's old will always clash with new, I think, on this. So
yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
Different.
Most people who come in it now, they're pretty nice looking, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're filling it with the old beauties, aren't they? No.
Yeah, that's it.
And younger they seem to be, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, there was one return recently. Kaza. She's back. Yeah. And she's back, and there's obviously this whole Brett thing going on. I've got a question for you two. This was bugging me for about 3 days, and then I realised who it was. Do you guys recognise Brett?
No.
Do you recognise Brett?
He's familiar, but I don't know who he is.
I don't recognise
him. If I told you, he's been on Home and Away before.
Has he?
Yeah. Oh, there's a few who've come back as different people.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't remember who he is.
Who was he?
This was bugging me for ages. I ended up having to look it up. Do you know? Do you remember Evie and Josh? Who can forget
Yeah.
Josh? You know?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
He was the Charlotte murderer who pretended
Yeah.
to be blind.
Josh
Yeah.
West.
Oh, yeah.
Was it West? Josh
No, not
West?
that
No.
Josh. We're not going that far back. Josh.
What's his surname?
Josh
No.
Barrett.
Oh, Barrett. Yes, that was it. Yes. Yeah.
Josh West, blimey.
I know. I was
Going far.
thinking, I could see him, but I couldn't think what his bloody name was.
Oh, well, that's a funny joke, that, because he was blind for a while.
Was he? Oh no. Whoops.
Yeah, because they were, you know the Who Shot Charlotte,
Yeah.
and it ended up being him all along.
Yeah.
His sight came back, and he didn't tell anyone. It was hilarious.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah.
So there was he was dating Evie,
Yeah.
wasn't he, for ages? Remember
Yeah,
Evie?
Yeah.
And they got held up in that container by a madman,
Was he the
aka
madman?
Brett.
Was
Yeah.
he?
Was that Brett?
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ziggy didn't find that on a Google search, did she?
No, yeah.
No. This character is playing now sounds like a saint, according to them. You know, he's a
Yeah.
football coach.
Was he a volunteer fire rescuer or something? I can't remember.
Absolutely saint. And I think we were saying last week, weren't we? Oh, I hope it's not just, she's scared of commitment and she's scared of not trusting herself, but it does seem to be that, doesn't it? Really?
Yeah.
I think she needed to come back to learn about Jai and how good Dean's doing. And we've alluded in last week's episode, we spoke about that. Probably would have happened earlier if it wasn't for the pandemic.
Yeah.
So they're just sort of squeezing it in now, I think. And while they're at it, this existential crisis with Brett's going on. So he's trying to win her over. They come over. They do this setup, don't they? Karen cooks meatloaf.
With a zingy meatloaf. What no?
Zingy meatloaf, wasn't it?
He was like, what have you put in it? Is it soy sauce? I was like, oh.
It is soy or Worcestershire sauce.
What's the thing?
They don't even taste the same, do they?
No. And they don't go with meatloaf, do they?
No,
yeah. Right.
Well, guy, the taste you're looking for there is regret. That's what it was.
Regret. That was a really weird scene. I felt quite uncomfortable when she was sort of shouting at him and going, "Take your fancy ring back and get out of my house."
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I don't know, I feel a bit. And he was just sitting there, wasn't he? He was like, whatever.
I get the impression he's used to this kind of behavior.
Yeah.
I think he knows how to handle it. Yeah, he knows he knows the deal.
Yeah.
And I think that's his way, isn't it? It's I've just got to stay.
Yeah, he's like, because even Dean said to him, "Do you know about me mum?" And he went, "The mental illness." Yeah, I know all about it. So I think he knows like that. She's a bit.
Yeah.
There was a conversation a bit later on when they were talking about Gaza from the pub.
Oh yeah.
And, Gaza for the RSA.
So I think Brett swims in those seas. He's in those circles, isn't he? So I think he knows all about them.
Yeah.
But and he sort of she kicks him out, and Ziggy and Dean are like, "What are you playing at?"
Yeah.
And she has a change of heart, and she puts the earrings on.
Yep.
She gets all dolled up. I love Karen's
he likes
dolled
those earrings,
up
didn't he?
Yeah, they got it going.
Being the fashion critic of the show, I wasn't keen on them.
Not the ones he would choose.
No, they might have worked with a bob, but they didn't work with Bob.
Love it.
Well, I've only recently realised who. I think I saw something on Twitter. Who Karen is, the actress.
Oh,
she's one of the ones from Muriel's wedding.
No, is she?
Oh, is she?
What was her name?
I've seen that for years.
The one with the short hair. I was watching the other night.
You're a terrible
Top film.
Oh my god, I haven't seen that for so
This
long.
is the 90s. We all listened to Nirvana.
Oh.
What was she? She's the one with the short hair.
Was she?
I've never seen it, so I'm no help on that.
Oh,
you gotta watch
Toni
it.
Collette.
Classic.
Yeah. Cast. I don't know. I'll keep looking. Rhonda. Rhonda. She was Rhonda, you know, with the short hair, and she sleeps with the.
I'm gonna have to watch it back.
Yeah. Anyway, that's who it is, and I thought, oh, I can see it now. I know it. You know, when I read it, I thought, oh yeah, I can see it now. Obviously, a lifetime ago. Back to this anyway. So, so Karen's got all this domestic stuff going on. Tells Brett to do one, but has this overnight change of heart, gets dolled up, invites Brett over, and there's a hilarious scene with Dean sort of having his cereal. Like, I'll just be out of your way, and he's sort of sticking around, just making sure.
He's dropping around the corner, isn't he?
Yeah.
Love that. And then he sits them down and has a pep talk with them like he's their parent.
I know.
Yeah.
This is.
But then there's this complete 180 though. Then.
Yeah.
Like one extreme to the other.
Yeah.
And this evening, Dean got more than he bargained for when he came home.
Oh, he got an eyeful, didn't he?
He must have some stamina, that Brett, though, mustn't he? Because he was at it all morning, and then straight after tea, he took him to bed again. I was thinking, bloody, he must be worn out, him.
Yeah.
Give us a couple of hours, thought, bloody hell. Making Els all feel rather inadequate.
You couldn't think of anything worse, could you? Your mum dragging a boyfriend to bed in your own house. If you think
Who looks the same age as her son, let's be honest.
No, yeah.
In your surfboard duvet.
Yeah, the surfboard duvet.
So they're now loved up to the nines. What's going to happen here, do we think? They're just sort of at the farmhouse now in everybody's way, and they've made spaghetti and garlic bread, and
now they're having dessert.
But I love it. Like, do you want a wine or a beer? And Ziggy's like, either any.
All of it. Just keep bringing it over till I forget what happened.
Ziggy's face. She brings that wine box. The box of wine to table, and Ziggy's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, just give me enough so I forget what happened in the morning.
I'll tell you what I did pick up on. You know, when that second meal he had?
Yeah.
The garlic bread was just toast.
Was it?
Yeah.
If you watch it back, it was just toast cut in half. Big load of it.
I noticed that, triangles.
Yeah.
And I thought, is the garlic butter on it, maybe?
That's what I was thinking. I thought, no, you wouldn't do garlic bread. Surely they should sell garlic bread in Australia. I've never been, but I presume they do sell it.
I've been, but I don't remember seeing any garlic bread now, and I wish I'd looked out for it. Maybe it is triangles. Jeez. They have this stuff called fairy bread.
Yeah.
It's like bread, and then you butter it, and then you put, like hundreds and thousands that you put on ice cream. They put that on bread. They put it on bread. They eat it, and they have that for breakfast. It's so weird.
Honestly,
they call it fairy bread. Yeah,
that sounds revolting.
It is revolting. I got forced to eat a slice of it, and it was horrible. But yeah.
Whereabouts in Australia did you go?
Melbourne and Tasmania. Yeah.
No, sorry, that's the other show.
That is the other show. I didn't go to Ramsay Street, but I did go to Melbourne. Yeah. No, didn't see any triangle garlic bread when I was there though.
No. I was fuming over it, me.
Yeah, but if you stayed with a river boy mum who doesn't know what druggy river boy mum, you'd have had toast.
I'd have had toast. I'd have had soy sauce on my meatloaf. By the sounds of it.
Wasn't that? That's even the pasta was spicy pasta, wasn't it? I love it. Spiced that with.
God knows.
I love it how they're obviously trying to make out that they've sort of bonded over their culinary.
Yeah.
It's all a bit odd. Yeah. Are they going to? Is that it now? Are they just going to sail off back to Mangrove River together? Why is that it now? Is that done? Like a
I-
couple of
I
episodes.
Doubt
Like
it.
what?
It's Karen. It's not going to be the end, is it? That
I
like
think
was,
she's sticking around.
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe because there's
Ah,
going to be a mass exodus. They might be staying in it, them two.
we need a love triangle with old Johnny Boy.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think he wants that.
Well, he did mention she was an attractive lady when he was
He
talking about
did
Kissgate.
actually. He did
Yeah,
actually. Yeah,
yeah.
he did. Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah, that'd be good,
yeah,
wouldn't it? John getting off to
yeah,
some saucy mischief,
yeah,
behind Brett's back,
yeah, yeah. But it would be great to see, but I don't know if it's going to happen, guys. I don't know.
No.
I think that's it now. I think it's Jai's in her life, and I think that's it. I don't think we'll see a wedding. I don't think they're not central to what we need to know, are they?
No.
I think Dean will just know that he's knowing that his mum's happy.
And he's
I
got
think
a new
will be the end of
stepdad.
that.
It's like
Oh,
a
yeah.
success
Yeah, who
story
looks
for
the
mental
same
illness or whatever, isn't
Oh
it?
Yeah.
She's overcome it, and she's settled down and got a life of her own, like a son
Yeah.
back, a grandson,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
something like
I
that.
agree.
It's
I agree.
weird though. I can't imagine her settling down. I can't imagine her. She needs drama, don't she? She's a drama queen. I just think there's got to be something, or she'll get.
Yeah.
I can't see her being happy in a normal relationship that's boring.
Too good to be true. Yeah, she's gonna sort of sabotage it, self-sabotage it somehow with her own mind, as you say. I think they're providing quite good light to the shade. We've spoken before about the light and shade being really good these days, and I think we're about to go into this whole parade to darkness. I think they're providing quite good comedy, just to balance it out. So I think I don't know whether she'll mess it up too much, and if she does, I think it'll be in quite a comedic way. Because it's providing that balance, I think, on the show that we need at the moment. I was thinking as well, sort of preparing for this episode, like literally everybody's doing something. I think there's only Irene not doing anything, and we don't normally get this. Like, I think because we're missing some cast, I think everybody's doing something. The Paratas have all got their storyline going. Logan and Mac, I've had got their stuff going. The Stewarts have got all that stuff going on. You've got Dean and Ziggy with this going on. I mean, there's Jazz and Cash, I suppose, but they've been given something to say to each other at least. They've now made up, by the way. I've not even put them on the bill this week, but they've made up. There's only really Irene, who's the only one still just making coffee in the background at the minute. And there's normally more in there. Everyone's up to something, so and maybe it's because the cast is a bit low at the minute, and we're in this sort of change phase. It'll be interesting to see what we're talking about in a few months' time. Put it that way.
Yeah. Well, when's Leah and Marilyn coming back?
Who knows? Because the actresses have been taken off because of a lockdown during filming, haven't they?
Yeah. So I don't know when they're. I know Marilyn comes back soon though, because she's back in Australia, isn't she? I think.
Yeah, and are we 5 weeks behind them? 5-6 weeks?
Yeah.
I think they're getting a bit further ahead as well because they're doing like triple episodes and stuff. I couldn't keep up with it if I was in Australia, if I'm being honest.
No, it's too much. Yeah.
Can't keep up with it. Let's see what happens. Like I say, I think we need because Marilyn's been providing the comedy. She's not around. It's nice that Karen's here too, and it's a character that we're actually like. That we know a bit about.
Dancing was terrible, though, wasn't it? See, when she started dancing, that was like, I don't dance, but I know that was bad.
Come on, Dino.
I want to see Dean dance because she made out like they did it before. I was like, I want to see Dean dancing. Come on, get up.
Dancing with your mum in the
kitchen.
But
when they were kids and she was off her face, probably.
Yeah, probably swinging it around. Yeah.
Yeah. Right, so let's have a quick look at the first look of the week ahead. Let's find out if any of these predictions come true. So, news of Ari's fate shakes Dean to his core. Mackenzie is struck hard by the news. Now, we would just say, because Ari and Mackenzie have got history, haven't they? And you forget that, don't you?
Well, I remembered it tonight. You know, when Logan was talking to Ari and he apologised and he was like, I'm really sorry it wasn't like better news and stuff. And I was thinking, this is weird because he's going to go home to Mac. now, and obviously they've got history. I thought that was instantly weird. The fact that he's his doctor. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely.
Bit of a weird triangle, that, isn't it?
But it says the next bit, well, she resists explaining things to Logan. Okay. Do you?
Oh, does Logan know that they went out? Because Logan knows that she got dumped by an ex and that he went off with someone else. But I don't think he knows it was Ari, does he?
Yeah, it's a bit ambiguous, isn't it? Whether...
Yeah, because she kept saying an ex. And when Dean told him, he said it was an ex as well. He never said it was Ari.
Yeah.
I don't know whether Logan actually knows it's Ari.
No, she hasn't mentioned it in the show, has she?
No, she said my ex. But...
Yeah.
And she's not... Because she's also got Tane.
Oh, yes. Well, that's the will they, won't they thing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And it says a celebration for Ryder turns somber.
What we're celebrating? Is it his birthday?
Well, on the next episode, it says Ryder and Alf reconcile after the celebration turned sour.
Oh, God. What's going on now?
Yeah, they must have had another argument and then get again or something like that.
So over it. John regrets his past arguments with Ari. Okay, so news is getting about town here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Theo and Ryder team up for a reassuring video message for Chloe. Oh, God.
For Chloe? What?
Like, we promise not to argue over you now that you're...
Now your stepdad's dying.
Yeah.
Don't be worried about covering up a murder. We've all...
Yeah. What?
Madness. And I can't tell you the next one because my TV guide has done that weird thing again where it's telling me Skin A&E is on.
No!
So,
it's not the bailiffs program.
Let's see then. What's this weird video about? Max keeping things from Logan. I'm wondering if Mac's over this relationship now after the new thing.
Yeah.
Things aren't looking good, are they? Fizzle watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, things aren't looking good. I'm sure we'll find out. Well, thank you very much for joining us again, Maka. Appreciate it.
Anytime.
It's a good giggle. Especially when literally we've just ripped every storyline to be like taking the mick out of everything. Where can listeners find us, Sophie?
Oh my God, I knew you were going to do this to me. He does this to me every week and he goes, where are we?
I didn't do it last week. I gave you a week.
Oh, did you? I didn't notice.
Oh.
Okay, so we are on all the major podcast apps, including Google, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Player, FM, etc. And you can go for 99p, you can go VIP, can't you? So if you become a subscriber for just 99p, you will get early access to the podcast on Friday nights ahead of other listeners on a Saturday afternoon. And you also get access to bonus content, recordings that aren't included in the main podcast, and Sophie's Scoop, which is my behind-the-scenes gossip, isn't it? And we're also on social media. We're on Twitter, and we're on Instagram, and the handle for that is @CoastalNewsPod. So we like people to be able to tweet along the episodes with us and get involved on the chat. And anything you've got an opinion on, we want to hear it, don't we, really?
Absolutely. Thank you. And get in touch. Fabulous.
Yeah.
And also, like you said, that's if you subscribe, they're going to pay the phone bill for us entering the competition. Because...
Oh, we didn't win!
Deb, wherever you are, whoever you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Deb's somebody's won. Deb from accounting.
Yeah.
At Channel 5.
Got it.
Deb and
Yeah. Yeah. It didn't look like a real name, did it? We were like, that's not a real name. That's a fake name.
Yeah. The cameraman's brother or something, isn't it? You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
No correspondence will be looked into. You know what I mean? That knows it's a cheat, doesn't it?
Oh dear. Oh, lovely stuff. Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Thanks. Bye now.
Bye.
Bye.